morning, folks. I assume it's morning somewhere. I'm going to read today from a little book that I love very much called The Darkness Around Us is Deep. It's a collection of poems by William Stafford, who's passed on now, but this is a collection done by Robert Bly. Robert and he were very close, and in many ways Stafford was a mentor to Bly. I was with Robert on the day that we got the news that Stafford had died, and so this is a tribute to him as well as Robert in a way, because Robert did a great job of selection. So this is called With Kit, age 7, at the beach. You have to listen very closely to Stafford because he'll throw you a curve once in a while. We would climb the highest dune, from there to gaze and come down. The ocean was performing. We contributed our climb. Waves leapfrogged and came straight out of the storm. What should our gaze mean? Kit waited for me to decide. Standing on such a hill, what would you tell your child? That was an absolute vista. Those waves raced far and cold. How far could you swim, Daddy, in such a storm? As far as was needed, I said. And as I talked, I swam. Daddy, how far could you swim for me in such a storm? As far as was needed, I said. And as I talked, I swam. Let you figure that last part out. I said, Dad, how far will you swim and save me? He'd go, well, good luck. Here's a life preserver. I think that's about as far as I'll go. I'm talking about the young dad now, not the 85-year-old dad. This is called A Story That Could Be True. It's one of my favorite ones. Again, you have to listen very, very carefully to get the whole nuance of what Stafford is saying here. If you were exchanged in the cradle and your real mother died without ever telling the story, then no one knows your name. And somewhere in the world your father is lost and needs you, but you're far away. He can never find how true you are, how ready. When the great wind comes and the robberies of the rain, and you stand on the corner shivering, the people who go by, you wonder at their call. They whisper that they miss the whisper that runs any day in your mind. Who are you really, wanderer? And the answer you have to give, no matter how dark and cold, no matter how dark and cold the world around you is, maybe I'm a king. I'm going to read this totally over and slow it down just so you'll get it again. If you were exchanged in the cradle and your real mother died without ever telling the story, then no one knows your name, and somewhere in the world your father is lost and needs you, but you are far away. He can never find how true you are, how ready. When the great wind comes and the robberies of the rain, you stand on the corner shivering, and the people who go by, you wonder at their call. They miss the whisper that runs any day in your mind. That whisper is always saying, as he's saying, who are you really, wanderer? And the answer you have to give, no matter how dark and cold the world around you is, the answer you have to give is maybe I'm a king. And then the last one is my all-time favorite of his. It's one of the most playful parts of him. It's called First Grade. In the play, Amy didn't want to be anybody, so she managed the curtain. Sharon wanted to be Amy, but Sam wouldn't let anybody be anybody else. He said that was wrong. "All right," Steve said, "I'll be me, but I don't like it." So Amy was Amy, and we didn't have to play, and Sharon cried.